Hey guys, how's it going? I hope you're doing well and I hope you're excited because I'm certainly excited today because today I'm finally releasing my stock analysis spreadsheet. My spreadsheet that is going to make your life so much easier when investing, putting in the numbers and finding out what the growth numbers are over time, what expected returns you can get. That massive spreadsheet that I use in all my stock analysis videos, I'm finally giving it out. And now don't get me wrong, I did plan on making the spreadsheet more comprehensive. I have a lot of ideas of things that I want to put in it. I wanted to make it look a lot nicer, and I wanted to build it out as more of a platform, more of a software platform sort of thing instead of just being a spreadsheet. However, I've been getting a lot of requests from people who want access to it, and especially this week, I've had a lot of people say that they need it and they want it. So you know what? I thought I'm just going to release it, and then over the next few weeks, months, or years, or however long this is available, I'll just continue to update it as I add new features and that sort of thing. So in this video, I'm going to tell you exactly how you can access it, and also I'm going to show you how you use every single part of it so that there's no confusion about how to use it and how to input data, because it is sort of a bit of a confusing thing if you're not comfortable with using Excel. However, I've tried to make it as user-friendly as possible, and I think it's quite simple to use. However, I will go through every single aspect so that there's no confusion at all. So to start off, if you want access to this spreadsheet, it is completely free, and if you just click the first link in the description below, you will get sent to my Facebook Messenger, and it'll ask you a question. It'll just say, do you want access to the spreadsheet? You just click yes, and it'll open the spreadsheet in a new tab. Now, when you open the spreadsheet, it's going to open in Google Sheets, which is on the Google Drive, on the Google Cloud. And this is because it's made entirely on the Google Cloud, and it's actually not compatible with Microsoft Excel. So even though when you open it into a new tab, there will be an option to download it as an Excel. If you open it in Excel, it's not going to work. Some of the formulas don't work. So I recommend that you just leave it in Google. If you don't have a Google account, just make a Google account. It's really simple. Most of you probably have a Google account, and then you can just save it to your Google Drive and you can access it through there, and all the formulas will work that way. So now I'm just going to run through an example of a stock and how I would enter in all the data for that stock. The stock I'm going to use is Lamb Research, because it's a company that I'm looking to invest in the near future. I think it's a really great company, and if you haven't seen my analysis on that, it's actually on Cooper Academy's channel. So if you go over to there, there'll be a video of mine with my thumbnail, and it's the Lamb Research stock analysis, and you should check that out because it's a really great company. But I'll use that as an example, and I'll enter in all the data for that company, showing you exactly what you need to do when you're doing your own research and using the spreadsheet. Okay, so after clicking that first link in the description below, it'll send you to my Facebook Messenger. You click the link, or you click yes, and then it'll send you to this page where it'll open a public spreadsheet. Now this is just the default spreadsheet or the template spreadsheet, so you're not going to be able to edit this one. However, all you will do is up here, if you're not logged in or you don't have an account, you'll be able to click sign in or make an account. Once you're signed in, you'll be able to come over to file, and you just go make a copy, and you just make a copy on your Google Drive, put it wherever you want, and then from there you'll be able to edit and use the spreadsheet. So what I've written here on the first page is just that. I recommend you make a copy of this spreadsheet each and every time you want to analyze a business so that you have a template of this saved, and then you can just make a copy and edit that one for a specific stock. So I recommend you do that. And also throughout this spreadsheet, there's going to be white cells, as you can see here, and everything else is sort of grayed out or another color. You can only edit, or you should only edit, the white cells. That's all you need to touch. If you touch anything else, it'll give you a warning, so don't worry about accidentally deleting anything. If you get this warning, just hit cancel and it'll go back to how it was. But just so that you know, just the white cells is what you can edit. Now, another thing to note is that this spreadsheet is set up to work just this year, where the latest annual report is 2017. So you're not going to be able to use this in a year's time when the latest annual report is 2018 without making some changes. So just something to keep in mind. And another thing is that you're going to need to be researching a stock that has at least 10 years of raw data. So if we come over to the data tab, you're going to see it's going from 2008 to 2017. All of these numbers are going to need to be filled in for this to work, or at least you're going to need the 2008 and the 2017 numbers to use the value matrix, and to use the buy zone calculator. And lastly, I've just mentioned down the bottom, as I mentioned earlier, it's not compatible with Microsoft Excel, so don't try and download this and open it in Excel. It might look like it's working, but there's a number of formulas that don't work, and I'm gonna have to go into Excel and change some formulas so that I can get an Excel version of it working. But for now, just use it in Google. It's really easy to make a Google account, and I presume if you're subscribed to me, you already use YouTube with a Google account, so you probably already have one. It's really easy, so just do that. Alright, so now I'm just going to go through all of the bits and pieces and just enter it in and show you what you would do. And I've got my Lamb research spreadsheet from the old spreadsheet from the video that I did on Cooper Academy's channel. So I'm just going to copy data from here, but if you're doing your own research, you can get this data from a number of different websites. You can look at my other videos. There's videos on how to find this data, but for now I'm just going to show you how to enter it. So we're going to start off by entering in all of these numbers for the sales, EPS, equity free cash flow from 2008 to 2017. So that goes in there just like that. Then we're going to need the current assets, the current liabilities, and the total liabilities just for 2017. So that's these three. Awesome. So as you can see, it's already auto done the debt ratios for you using those numbers, so we can see that it should be the exact same. Yep. So that's that. Then we're going to need to enter in the PE ratios, which is the low, high, and the average. So for Lamb, we've got a low of 13, a high of 27, and an average of 20. And then we're going to need the return on invested capital for the 1 year and the 5-year average. And for Lamb, that's 19.37 and 10.3. So 19.37, 10.3. And I've also got colors set up, so if it's above 10% for the ROIC, it's going to be green. If it's below 10%, it's going to be a different color because we're looking for 10% or more, and same with the ratios. So once you've entered in all of this data, you can come across to the growth chart, and this is a page that you won't edit at all. This is completely done by formulas, so it'll give you the growth for each of the 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9 years, and it'll give you the chart. So then we can go over to the value matrix, and this is pretty much completely done. You just need 3 things. You need the EPS for the last 12 months, which was about 12.38. I can't remember exactly. How many years you're looking over, and you can see that when you put in 10 years, it'll say stock price in 10 years, and if you just want to look out, 3 years into the future, it'll tell you stock price in 3 years. So you can use that as well. So 10 years, and the current price was about 170, I think, last time I checked. And there, it'll auto fill out all of the stock prices for the next 10 years, depending on what growth and PE it has, and it'll also fill out what expected return you will get, depending on what growth and what PE. So then we've got the last tab, which is the buy zone calculator. Again, we need the EPS, time frame, 10 years, stock price, 170. You can edit these. They're already filled in because I always use, or almost always use, a 50% margin of safety and a required return of 15%. However, you can edit this. If you want a 20% return, you can edit that. If you only want to have a 25% margin of safety because you think you're a genius at valuing stocks, I wouldn't recommend it, but you can lower that as well to see if it becomes a buy at a 25% margin of safety. I would recommend leaving it. And 15% is a good number to use. So with the buy zone calculator, there are 2 tables. There's one that's auto-generated, which means that the growth value is generated from your growth table. So it's automatic, you don't have to do anything. It just gives you a growth estimate, which for this has been 14.25. And everything here is just auto-generated. The fair value, the price, the sell price, and whatever decision it is based on the stock price. So it's saying it's a buy at $116. So if we drop this to $114, it'll become a buy because the stock price is lower than the buy price. So that's a cool thing that I added in. Okay, so then next to that, we've got a manual buy zone calculator. So if the auto-generated growth estimate of 14% or whatever it is for your stock is not something you're comfortable with, maybe it's too high or unrealistically high because it's not going to be great all of the time. It only really works with businesses that fit our other criteria where It's got strong growth numbers in the 9 year, but it's also growing over time. As you can see, all of these by the chart, all of those numbers are growing. So if the numbers are shrinking, it's not going to be accurate. So if that's the case, you might want to manually enter in a growth number. You might look at the analyst's expectations over the next 5 or 10 years, and maybe we've decided that, you know what, 14% is a bit too low, so we think it can actually do 19%. You can manually enter that in here. Don't edit this, don't edit the auto one, just do it in the manual one. You can click that, and as you can see, it changes the fair value, the price, and the sell price based on the growth estimate. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoy using the spreadsheet because it makes my life so much easier, and I know that it's going to make your lives so much easier, and I really appreciate all the support. So once again, if you want access to it, first link in the description below, it'll take you to my Facebook Messenger and you can access it through there. If you have any trouble, just message me on Facebook, leave a comment or anything like that, and I'll be sure to make sure I troubleshoot you and make sure that everyone who needs access to this spreadsheet gets access to it. That's all from me for today. I hope you enjoyed this one, and I'll be back with another stock analysis later in the week. I hope you guys have a great day. I'll see you later.